Homies, welcome back to another episode of the Willoughby Experience, the last of the main series, unfortunately. So there will not be any more recurring episodes of this after this one. So this is probably going to be the beefiest one because we're going to be doing the walkthrough after as well. So stay tuned for the end for that, or just skip all the way to like the 25 minute mark probably. If you want to go right to that and see the final products of everything. But hopefully y'all had a great Christmas. I know it's been super busy for me. Which is why there's been a little bit of the stunt in the videos. But yeah, hopefully y'all have been having a good time. I know I've been having a great time finally doing some tender love and care to this park, which a little bit more was needed, unfortunately, due to I don't know what they did in the free update, which congrats on the free update. They did change a lot that I do like. It's made just building a lot easier, which I might get into later, but basically, I don't know what fix they changed, but I had a mulch, I had a mulch trick where basically I would put the mulch in, and if you had it level at a certain height, it would go through, it would poke out of the ground, but it wouldn't go through the sidewalk, so you'd be able to get these really, mulch in all these little small little areas. Now, whatever they changed, it doesn't seem to be exactly it doesn't work anymore. So, if you really want to use those planters, you gotta like raise them up, actually use them like planters, or just use the terrain mulch. But, I don't know, there's been a few little buggy things I feel like with this update. In fact, my go-karts that are finished now, you're gonna see me doing the final little parts of that. I don't think I show all of it, but I show basically the finalization of the stations and the queues and all that. But basically, this segment that you're seeing, I've done about twice already. I've remulched this already, and I'm just like confused what's happening with the saves, because it's happening with my intervals as well, with my coasters, where as soon as I go into the save, that was already a bug. When certain coasters, when you would load into the save, they would just shoot the coaster out of the station, so your intervals were just messed up. Now what's happening? It's changing your intervals all to 2 seconds, and when you save them, it doesn't save. Or sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I know auto saves, you just do not click them if you want your intervals to stay the same. I know that for me has felt very odd. In fact, it almost feels like they just get rid of your intervals when you click on an autosave. So, be careful with that. I know the collaborative part has been happening with me as well, which, that's another big reason why I've been busy too. I've been trying to get started with that. Doing a collaboration with one of the brothers of the back row. Which if you listen to the podcast, you probably know and know who the brothers are. But I'm doing it with Jordan, and Tyler might be joining in for a bit as well. But really, I'm just showing this mulching thing because maybe y'all had the same issue, maybe y'all did the same trick I did. But this is just showing a little fix here, and just the small little details that we get to finishing opening this park. I know I will be mulching much better now, because in fact, I really have not mulched or used soil at all on any of my parks. So, that's just going to be a thing I think of as actually part of the building process and not just an afterthought with this park. Well, no, truly speaking, it really does add so much life and lushness. Because it makes the trees feel like they're actually living underneath something. It makes it feel like that foresty that it's so important for parks. And then what I really want to mess with is the different soils, because you have obviously the terrain paint, and you have the different planter that has like a kind of a more, looks like the soil has been placed for a bit longer and not as new. So I definitely want to play around with those type of different colorings. But yeah, this is just fine details here on this episode, and then we also start messing with the go-karts as well, which we're getting to right now. I will say I am sad with the go-karts. Not with how they turned out. I really like how they turned out. It looks cheap but like there's like they could have put more money into it, but like there's obviously some money into it. And like they're I like the tracks. I really like the tracks. We have 3 different type of difficulties. We have like a regular oval for beginners, an intermediate track with some elevation, and really just 2 turns that are kind of tough. And then the last one here that I'm working on, which is the actual expert course, which has quite a bit of hairpin, chicanes, elevations, all of that. It's not necessarily an easy course. It's quite technical, and I really enjoyed making it. I really wish they would write it, and I have no clue why. So, as you're seeing right now, I'm making the full station here, I'm going to be putting screens for them to have results and time so they can, try to beat the best time of the day and whatnot. But for some reason, they do not want to ride these. I think the main culprit is the scenery score is very low on these. And I'm very curious as to why, considering that there's obviously scenery around these. There's going to be queue coverings around everything. More that needs to be done to a generic station to get a decent scenery score. Hell, Grey Wolf right across has less scenery and theming than anything in the go-kart area. So I'm very confused as to what's going on with that. I'm wondering if it has to do with the ride time, because I put realistic laps. Like I would put like 4 laps for this one, and like 8 laps for the oval, like 5 laps for the intermediate course. But they keep saying it seems like it has a long ride time, and I'm like, yeah, don't you guys want to have your money's worth? Granted, it's not a pay attraction, but like I feel like you'd want a good ride time. You're racing, you want to not just have someone get ahead once and then that's it. You want to try to get back at him. So I'm just confused why or what is happening in game with this go-kart. I'm kind of curious, if I were to take everything out, if they were to still ride the go-karts. Or if I were to just take out less, if they were to ride it. I don't know. I might try to mess around with it a bit when I get back to this for the water park. But for the time being, like I said, it's going to be just the go-karts here, fine-tuning, and then I'm not messing with this. I have some other projects to get on. We have Willoughby World, the bigger version of Willoughby Experience to take on, which I'm glad I did, because I don't know how I could have done everything I did with this park already. It's like, and there's stuff I already know I could have improved on. Like looking back, I'm like, I'm not going to. It's just gonna take too much time, Especially when you have more ideas and more projects. So like with Willoughby World, I'm glad I did Willoughby Experience to find out where the parts I'm looking for, and what pieces I like to use, and where the tools are and how exactly they're used and how they're different. Making this park first really did help before making a big full-on amusement park, which Willoughby World will be. It will be having a lot. I was saying minimum 12 coasters. That is what I wanted to have there. So, and I was saying I wanted to basically use every flat ride as well that is given in the game, because these parks have a lot of flat rides in real life. And granted, in game, you probably realistically, and I say this with an asterisk because I don't know if I'm going to use every flat ride, but I want to use a lot of them, so it feels like, when they boast that, oh, this park has 60 to 70 rides, a collection of the, it really doesn't, it really is hard to make that in Planet Coaster sometimes, because the flat rides they have, it's like, okay, realistically, you wouldn't put this many spinning rides. They would have diversity, so you're trying not to put too much money, repetition in your park. So, because it really is, parks do try to have a very unique collection. And I say that with an asterisk too, in the sense of there will be clones from another park or whatnot, but there's not like they're having just a park of RMCs or just ejector or just like laterals or just positives. Like generally they have rides that do a lot of stuff. So that's why, in a sense, it might be a bit hard to come up with a lot of flats to plop down, because there might be repetition, but we're gonna try to find out. We're gonna try to find a way. I don't want to make flats either that aren't usable. I like having stuff that works, at least for the most part, because I made a whole parking lot, and parking toll booths for the collaborative park with Jordan, and no guest or no feature used those at all. But you know what I mean? It's like, that works. I don't want them to just walk past a flat ride, take up space in a park, and not have them use it. That to me is a bit rougher. But yeah, we're gonna be having a lot of fun with some of the Planet Coaster content coming out here. It's gonna be a lot, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, Willoughby World is going to be just a bigger version of this. It's gonna be like this with no restraints, no residential nearby. It's gonna be as if they had like hundreds of acreage to just build. So I'm very, very excited. It's gonna be like a generic theme. What I like to do. But like, if you want to see a more themed and scenery in your parks, it's more stylized to like an actual theme, and not just like, hey, this part of the park is a dragon and this part of the park is fairy tale. Yeah, go ahead and check out the collaborative project that I'm doing. We're doing a Greek mythological park that's kind of based on Mount Olympus, but we'll also have more money. They'll have more budget, and they also worry about safety. So that's so we're not exactly Mount Olympus, but we're inspired. So we're definitely, it's a Midwestern park, and how it's coming together so far has been awesome. Really, really liking it so far. We just have the topography done and all the rides, like the main coasters. We need to put up some of the flats and everything. But all in all, it's coming out beautifully. We're gonna have a fictional, I guess they're all fictional, but a made up character added onto the fiction of Greek mythology called the Brother, because of the brothers of the back row working on the project with me. And yeah, we're gonna have lore around the park around that. It's gonna be awesome, so definitely keep a lookout for that, because that's gonna be on here soon. In fact, we're gonna have stuff where Jordan's gonna come on and we're gonna talk about, basically go over the park and talk about what we've been working on, what we have coming up, ideas that we're gonna be doing, all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's not just gonna be time lapses and me on here. So definitely expect a lot of different type of Planet Coaster stuff. That's why I said hit that like, make sure to subscribe, and also if you like hearing about industry stuff, the main reason why this cast is here is the High Rollers podcast. So definitely, if that interests you, listening to just some people talking about the industry, their takes, bringing on some guests sometimes with over, really robust coaster count, sometimes over 400, 500, and talking about our trip reports, reviewing rides, all that stuff. Yeah, like, if that interests you, go ahead and check out the podcast, because that's basically my main pride and joy, what I look forward to besides Planet Coaster. Because I love the amusement industry. I love theme parks. I love amusement parks. So yeah, being able to talk about it with friends and bring on some cool guests that are sometimes in the industry or have some cool tidbits or knowledge, it's awesome. Yeah, so I will say this go-kart area, I might can't speak. I might come back to it just to add like another area that is, I would say it's family oriented. I don't want anything to be bigger than Laser in terms of its literally force wise and height wise. So yeah, I would probably make something that is, family thrill, but more, it's bleeding in more into that thrill, and have a lot more family oriented flats around it to go ahead and actually have an area that is used in the park, because y'all are going to see later when we're walking through that it's just kind of sad, the current climate of this go-kart area, but it might be realistic at the same time, because generally speaking, unless it's like a family entertainment center, this is more of like an actual like small amusement park at this point. They're like, why are we doing this? Granted, they're not paying for extra, where generally that is, it's an added fee. So I'm kind of confused, I'm actually kind of confused what's going on here. What is happening? But maybe it is maybe they are just looking for just rides. Maybe it has something to do with the advertisements as well. I know I was running flat ride lovers and coaster enthusiasts, all that stuff, to help, you know, boost the attendance in the park. And I'm wondering if that has a subtle effect into who comes in. I kind of do miss the advertisements from the last game. I feel like you could have got the demographic you were looking for more in your park. Because I know in the last game you could have at least, there was like 6 to 8 different ways you could have advertised, whether it was through newspaper, online, or like through TV. And you could have done different channels, like you could have done like a family channel, a like late night TV show, or like the morning news. Basically, you were trying to get certain demographics. And right now, I feel like there's not a lot of kids in the park, but I feel like there would be a decent amount of kids, to be honest. So yeah, that is what it is. I would also love if they added like lockers or something. You know how I always bring these like different features and stuff. Imagine lockers in the game, or like, okay, how I thought of it the other day was bags. The bag feature, like you have people that come with bags, and then bring back the security guard as well while you're doing that. So you have a whole bag system where people have bags. They're actually able to put their items in there. And I guess that also goes on to what I was saying, is because a lot of the merch and stuff you don't really see the guests get. And I guess so it feels like Hat's Fantastic is the main one that buys and does well in parks. Isn't Planet Coaster 1. And it kind of did, actually. I don't know why, but they really should have coded that better. But they would have bought other stuff like from Just a Memento and Looney Balloons, but you just wouldn't have physically seen it. You could see them physically wearing a hat, you know. So it was a lot easier for them to realize, oh, they're buying the merchandise. Whereas you had to click on, I guess, to see, oh, they have my snow globe for this park, or whatever. Basically, the items that you're selling in Just a Memento, you can't visibly see that they have until you click on them. Sometimes they were certain things that they could have and own, but I feel like shirts that you could design would be cool. Like actually designing your own merch. That's a whole other feature that I'm not going to tangent too far off of. But basically, going back to the bags is, I think it would be cool to, you know, they might even be able to make it to where they would want to buy more things, so they have a bag to put their stuff in. And you would probably have to worry about lockers. That's what I was saying too. So you have to have a whole locker system potentially you have to worry about, or you have baggage holds in your ride. You know, you have a place to put your bags. Like, that's a whole thing. So, and that might affect your operations. So you might maybe you want to use lockers. That's the stuff I just love. I just love the immersion, the simulation, and then making things that would actually affect the game. You know, not just me using make-believe and just because it would be in real life. You know, that's awesome. You know, it's really, really cool. I think that's an awesome feature. And like I said, bring back the security guard while you're at it, because I don't know why they're not in the game. Clearly, game's a bit rushed, but yeah. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So far now, though, we are getting close to the end. I'm just doing some final mulching here to finish up, and then some borders around that, just so they're not stepping. I mean, it kind of diverts people away from stepping all on the planting and everything. But otherwise, we are about to get into the actual walkthrough of the park. So if you want to skip right out into that, just a few more minutes, just skip on ahead. But otherwise, thank y'all for tuning in to all of these. I know I tuned back in and I've been watching the channel, and I'm just shocked with all the views I've gotten on Planet Coaster. I've never posted Planet Coaster before until Planet Coaster 2. So for everyone that has been finding the videos, that has been subscribing, that has been giving them likes, it means more than you know. And more than just an algorithm, I'm going to say that, because I'm doing this, fuck the algorithm, basically. I'm saying I'm doing this because I want to do this. I love Planet Coaster. I want to put some stuff out there. And I want to also show people that you don't have to be the best builder in the world to just make some awesome creations, you know? I don't want to really inspire people necessarily, but I just want to have people be like, realize like, hey, like, building in this game, it takes time to really be an amazing builder. And I still will say, you probably listen to the first episodes, you probably hear me say this, I am nowhere near where I want to be, and I'm just constant growth, you know. Probably will never be where I want to be in terms of as a builder, but that's all part of the grind. But y'all, let's see where this grind took us so far, as we're gonna get into the live action walkthrough of Willoughby Experience before the water park expansion. Thank you all for everyone that's been in here so far. So this is the final look of Willoughby Experience. Obviously disregarding water park that will be over there. But yes, this is what it looks like now. I think the park, probably over an hour ago, so we have a bunch of people coming in and out of the park, but here we go. It's what it all is coming together to. And I still think I am very happy. Now, one thing I would have changed is I would have made the globe spin here, but that's just small, minute things. Fix the pathing here. I know I had pathing issues with all of this. That is fixed. This area will be a bit better once this ride actually opens, so that's really the big reason we're going to come back to this area, and that's going to be there to remind me every time I go back in this park. But no, otherwise, how Willoughby Experience turned out has been awesome. Now we're going to do the front end a bit. We're mostly going to walk through the back end because we've done the back end already, or excuse me, the front end already in an earlier walkthrough. So right now it's gonna start as if we just got into the park, just paid, gave the ticket, and Willoughby Experience. Walking on in. This is modern storefront right across from Stonecrest Mall. Oh, and it did the thing. Watch. Oh, 40-second. Never mind. I don't know why I did the thing wrong. Oh, they probably did the thing where they shot out of the station when they shouldn't have. That's probably what happened. That is exactly what's happening. And this one's up for 2 seconds. Why? I have no clue. And if I were to save, it's not going to save. So, regardless. Alright, enough of that. Whinging on the coaster here. Or on Planet Coaster. Actually, I'm curious because I feel like this is going to valley. Like, I still don't trust this ride to not valley. But it's not, so alright, maybe I need to trust it. 2. Unbelievable. Alright, so as we're getting into this, we'll go with the front here. We'll just worry about that later. We're gonna run through here now. And we're gonna go to the left side. Just to get to the back end a bit quicker. Oh, jeez. I don't know what's happening there. But no, there's some of the new mulching here. In fact, it might match a bit better so that the mulch is settled a bit. Oh, ice cream wheels. Y'all saw earlier. This here. 360. Really, one thing I don't know why I overlooked that I need to do is put up signs for the rides. I only have signs for like half of the rides for some reason. As we're passing Stoneburger, and I guess I'll go through Cosmic Cow in case someone hasn't seen it, but we're gonna run through it. This is Manic Mouse. We still need a customer support. But luckily, it's only in small little areas. So. Okay, this is the Cosmic Cacao Land. We're gonna go through the front of it too. All themed to Cosmic Cacao. This stuff has been done for those who have seen it, but for those who haven't. And even if you have seen it, this finally has supports. Yay! Thank you, update. It's doing this very well here. Cosmic Cacao Land. Just show it from the front, then walk on back to the back end. Yeah, and that's gonna be basically an extension of it to the right there, with the Intimate Multiverse coaster coming on in. So that's all cool, fun and dandy. But the back end is finally done, where we have Laser, the marquee attraction at this point. That's actually the only other coaster we had. Oh, and Grey Wolf we ended up putting back here as well. So yeah, it's just getting a bit crowded back here. There was a Sky Swap. There was one ride that is completely bugged, and I can't remember the name of it. And I wish I could, so I could tell you guys not to place it in game, but we get to grind for these shots. No, but here, that goes straight over to some of the flats, but we got restrooms, and we have stalls up close here. Right. And Grey Wolf just sitting in the back. Our classic family. No, we also have a Claw back here. And then we have a Huss. We have two Husses actually right across from each other. And then obviously Intamin multi-launch. Are they just standing in front of it? Like, are they just like stuck inside of it? I'm confused. Regardless though, the Laser really, like, this whole back part I'm really happy with how it came out, because it obviously feels like this part was like, alright, we're not going to be selling as much, this is just amusement park. And I really like it, because it feels like a precursor to what I am going to be making with Willoughby World. And I've really come to like Laser. Really come to like it. If you want to see a point of view of Laser, it's in the final construction of that, but I will be posting point of views of all of these roller coasters. I'll probably just do it in one big joint video. I'll do a compilation and I'll do also separate videos, but really I'm just gonna go here just to show this view. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in for Willoughby Experience. It's truly been, it's been awesome. I've had a great time playing this, making stuff for this, and thank you all for everyone that has been watching. We got a lot of stuff coming, man. We got a lot of stuff coming. Hopefully y'all enjoy Laser. Hell yeah. Good ride. So, I'm going to leave y'all with this view of it. Take care. Have a good one. Play some Planet Coaster, for real. And if you like this stuff, make sure to like the video, give the channel a subscribe. There's going to be so much more. I've probably said it too many times, but for real. Have a good one, y'all, and Happy New Year's. Take care.